So today we were going to discuss the chapter 2, which is the business environment for competitive strategy for our subject strategic management. Before anything else, I would like to greet everyone a pleasant morning, a pleasant day, especially to you, Sir Caballero, and to all my classmates in BSTM2 Block 2. So I will be the reporter for our group. My name is Raymart Perlas, as all of you have known already. So let's start the discussion. Please refer to the PPT that is displayed on the screen behind me. Okay, so first things first, um, the objectives of our report. So, based on the input that has been given to us, objectives of this report, which is the business environment for competitive strategy, were first, know the business condition in the external environment. Second, understand the importance of segmenting in the market. Three, analyze the condition prevailing in the external and internal environment. Fourth, give and enumerate the forces that affects the firm's competitiveness. And fifth, develop strategic actions to combat the forces that affect competitiveness. And sixth, which is the last, develop action plans that will give average returns on investments. So, based on the objectives, it talks about the business environment good. So, the cycle of this chapter will focus on the business, on how the firms can survive in a competitive market, and how they can resolve problems or challenges that may come while dealing with their business. So first, the business environment. So the business environment are subcategorized into three, which are the general environment, the industry environment, and the competitor. So let's what we call this? Let's read some information from the input about what is the business environment. So, understanding of the business environment will make executives understand the present and future of the firm's direction and growth. So, from the text that I have just read, we can say that being in a business, it is essential for anyone or anyone that has been or um, anyone that is involved in the business should focus not only in the present, but they should also look for further, like growth or future things to do. So the business environment is very broad, and it doesn't just focus on the present, just like what I have said. It also talks about the past transactions, present and future transactions, which is very important when you are in a business, right? Whether you are the owner, you are the worker, anyone is involved. So yeah, the general business environment is composed of dimensions in the broader society that influence the industry. Um, Also, the industry environment is a set of factors that directly influence the company and competitive action. So, when engaging in a business, even though you you aim for progressive and development or growth of your business, you should be mindful of your competitors, because without your competitors you cannot grow. Like, although we can think of easy way, like why did the business really do have a competitions, like did you get the point why businesses are just like sports? In order to be successful, you need to be on top. However, competitors are also there. It's either to of course, to compete with you, to compete with your business. And this lesson will give you insights on how can you what do you call this one, how can you succeed on that challenges, most specifically about your competitors. So let's now talk about the general environment of the business environment. So what is the general environment when we talk about business? So general environment focuses on seeing industry in the future and how it will affect the present and future operation. So the general business landscape is wide and open for exploration and seeing the business condition miles ahead of an important factor in the survival of business. So what I have just said earlier, business doesn't just focus on the present. On the general environment, on the under the business environment, the general environment talks about the future operations that your business needs to take in order to succeed. The second one, the industry environment, it refers to the analysis of the firm's conditions and profitability within the industry. While the general environment focuses on the future operation, the industry environment focuses on how does your business, what is the percentage of the business that become, what is the profitability of your business in the industry that you are in. Like, gaano siya ka mabenta, gaano siya, unsa siya kahalinon, ana ang iyang atake sa industry environment. And the third one is the competitor. Analysis of the competitors are focused on predicting the dynamics of the competition that are related to their operational actions, responses, and intentions. So, as a business owner or someone in the business, you should be mindful of your competitors. You should predict, or dapat maunahan mo sila sa mga possible innovations. Like, for example, like katong sa report sa Group 1 yesterday, which is cell phone. Between Nokia and iPhone or Apple company, the step that Apple company took was a leapfrog. Like, nindot kaayo ang ilahang pag-ambak or pagkanang gi-minimize gid nila ang technology, no, when it comes to their product. Like, karon sila na ang standard, di ba? Like, for example, Android, Realme, whatever it is, Tecno, di ba? As you can see, daghan na kayo. Like, kung magtalikod ilang cellphone, you would have thought nga, uy, iPhone. Pero when you look at the graphics, it is not. It is just a kind of, not so imitation, but you can see that the influence that the Apple product brought to the market has been explosive good siya. Like, no one can stop it na. And that's what happened in the business industry. Like, look at Nokia. Wala na sila kaapas. Although Samsung is there, although nagyapoy ka ng uban nga prefer ang Android nga phone rather than iOS. However, the success of the Apple company is an example of the importance of the competitor on how you can create solutions or innovations to battle up with your competitor so that you can be on top, right? So that's it for the business environment. We have the general environment, which focuses on the future operation, the industry environment, which focuses on the profitability of your business, and the competitors, on how you can make innovation, how you can leapfrog from your competitors. So that is the business environment. Okay, so let's move on to the analysis of the external environment. So aside from those environment that has been mentioned, there is also what we call the analysis of the external environment of the business. So combining the result of the analysis of the three elements from the business environment, the firm will be able to understand the external environment that will influence its strategic intent. So the performance of the field of the business will improve when the three elements are integrated or understand as they see the total effect of the external environment in their corporate operation. So now let's proceed to the analysis of the external environment. So the environment of the business in the world's landscape is highly turbulent, complex and uncertain. So what do you mean by this? So it simply means that in today's world, the business is, although some analysts can predict, but there are also things that may happen in no time, like the existence of the COVID pandemic, right? Who would have thought that the world will be stuck and the businesses will lose profit in such no time because people aren't able to go out, aren't able to work, aren't able to purchase what they want. So as a business owner, you should be mindful of that too. Like there are certain things that we cannot control that may come in no particular time. So that is the importance of analysis of the external environment. External environment analysis include four important activities in order to survive in your business. So first, we have the scanning, monitoring, forecasting, and assessing. So let's discuss those mentioned thing. So the important objective is to study the general environment in terms of corporate opportunities and threats. So when we say opportunities, these are conditions in the general environment that make the company competitive. So opportunities now refer to those things that makes the company competitive, while threats are those conditions that hinder the company to the overcome strategic competencies of the various competition. So when analyzing the external environment of the business, there are two things that we should be mindful of. First is the opportunities and second is the threats. When we say opportunities are things that those things that make the company competitive, while threats are basically those things that may hinder the business. So let's proceed na no sa important activities in order to survive the business environment. So first we have the scanning. So what is the scanning? So it is the process that entails the study of all segments in the general environment. Scanning basically means identifying signals of potential changes in the environment. So scanning basically means scan. You need to go through series of tests or in identifying the signals of potential changes. As what I have just said, naadyo mga butang inevitable in nature, no? So we must be mindful of that. And first things first is to scan your business, scan future or possible things that may occur during uh, during anytime. That's the point. So second is monitoring. What is the purpose of monitoring? So monitoring is the process of carefully observing. Okay, from the word itself, monitor, you use your eyes, you observe. While scanning, identifying signals. Like in monitoring, you can you will need to assess or observe the changes in the environment and seeking the effects from scanning information. So from scanning information, you identify possible changes. Then you proceed to monitoring, which is carefully observing. And then after you observe, after you monitor, you proceed to forecasting. Forecasting is now the result of the scanning and the monitoring. Forecasts are derived from results of the analysis of the changes, which is the scanning, identifying the changes in the environment. Also, it is a process of developing projections of what might happen and how quickly the company develops strategies to be competitive in the changing business landscape. Also, timely actions, which is napapanahon gyud siya nga mga solutions, are immediate response, are very necessary and essentials as innovations, change, training of the workforce, and development of new marketing strategies to reach the consumers before the competitors get the market need. So, in forecasting, you already have the changes, the possible changes, right? You already observe while monitoring, right? In forecasting, here na musulod ang imong mga ideas on how you can survive or how you can make um, possible solutions on those changes that you have seen from scanning, monitoring. And then, after your forecast, like after you develop new marketing strategies, like that is the purpose of forecasting, huh? You develop new marketing strategies from those information you get from scanning and monitoring. So you proceed to assessing. Diri na ta sa assessing kay kani nga topic man is the analysis of the external environment. So diri na kay human naman ta sa scanning, monitoring, forecasting, diri na ta sa assessing. So let's go back to our topic now. So assessing. So what is assessing? Assessing is the process of determining the timing and the significance of the effects of the environment changes and trends on strategic management of the company. So in assessing daw, ano lang, i-assess nimo those significant effects of the environmental changes and trends on strategic management. So the objective of this assessment is to understand the general na jud environment, because siya man ang last step, di ba, from scanning, monitoring, forecasting. So na-understand na niya ang tulo. So mo na ni come up na siya sa assessing, which is understanding those significant environmental changes and trends for strategic management sa business. Okay, so the absence of assessment will leave the data useless. So kung dili nimo ma-assess those data from scanning, monitoring, and forecasting, all those things that you have done for your company will be useless. So unsa pay pulos, di ba, kung dili mo siya magamit. So make use of assessment gyud. Yeah. So that's it for the analysis of the external environment, no? So let's move on na sa ato ang second next topic, which is the segmentation of the general environment. So what do you mean by segmentation? Ato na siyang mahibal-an later on. So segmentation, it is the degree of impact that varies in different industries and firm, no? So segmentation is masyag ka ng what we call this one, category ang term. So ang atuang segmentation of the general environment na siya unom, no, na siya unom ka segments that really affects the operation of the business or the firm. So what are those? Unsa man, kung nagbasa mo, wala mo nagbasa. Okay, so the first one is the brief segment. Dili brief, ha? Brief, like pinaka basic na segment. So basahan sa nato ang importance and segmentation of the general environment, no? So the company must be able to recognize the environmental changes, trends, and opportunities and threats, and apply the firm's core competencies to take advantage of the changing environment. So kung naminaw mo, medyo pare-parehara sila dito sa analysis of the external environment, no? So it talks about Japan sa environment sa business, competitors, mga steps, no? So muna sa karon naabot na ta sa segmentation man. So ato na dayong tirahon, ato na discuss dayon ang first segment sa general environment. So wait lang. Okay, so let's proceed to the first, which is the brief segment or the demographic segment. It is concerned with the population size, age, structure, geographic distribution system, ethnic groups, and etc. For strategic competencies, the demographic segment should be analyzed on the global basis as it has potential effects across countries. So globalization becomes the workings not only for big corporations but also for companies with borderless operation. So basically, the demographic segments categorize factors, no, like populations, size, age, structure, geographic location. So, mao man na ang purpose sa demographic, no? So, lahi-lahiyo na to siya. So, what is nganong naabot ang population size, age, structure o uban pa sa segmentation of the general environment? Of course, may involved jud sila. Why? Kinsa man day ang ato ang main consumers, 'di ba? Kinsa man ang atong main target market. So we really need to know the population size, the age structure. Say for example, if your business is all about school supplies, lisod pod og ang imong target customers are those adults. Like, i-consider na to ang college, pero adults like 50 to 70 years old, 'di ba? So dili pwede nga ang imong target market is imuhang business is for school supplies while imong target market is mga tigulang, dili po siya pwede. Another example, sweets like milk teas, donuts, something like that. Ang pinaka main mo nga main target market dapat is maybe those students, magtukod ka doon sa eskwelahan, ana. Ang edad from young adults, no, depende sa kwan. Pero dili na nimo siya ma-offer man sa mga those people nga nagkaedad na, especially those who suffer from diabetes, 'di ba? So that is the importance why there are segmentations in the business industry. Why we need to study the population size, the age structure, and the geographic distribution. Para mas mahibalan pa gyud ninyo nga no. So atong basahon karon ang population size. So population is in the rise except in the US daw and European countries kay naa na sila yung mga batas dito that limits lang labaw na sa China no. Kay because of the higher population manggod nagkadaghan ang nagkadaghan ang mga tao, nagkagamay ang resources. No, so that is why some countries are creating rules or law nga kuan na lang nag-dictate kung pila lang dapat ang ilang maanak. While here in the Philippines, you can do whatever you want. However, just be a responsible parents pag abot sa panahon. That is kuan man no. When planning a family man god, dapat good not just emotionally, physically, mentally or financially prepared. Dapat tanan gyud no. I-prepare na to kay dili na siya one time lang mahitabo. Like lifetime na siya nga commitment gikan sa pagkakuan sa bata hangtod mo dako siya. So we should be mindful of that. So population size nakabutang diri it talks about population lang, no? So it also stated here that India and China have the biggest population, which is true. So the growth in population is expected to narrow down as population control begins to take effect. So, matakong iyon ganina. So, well, nakadagan ang population karon maabot do sa panahon nga magkagamay ra pod like muhina ang pagkahimugso sa mga bata kay tungod naa ang mga country nga population control na sila. So countries are beginning to realize that the land area to produce food is not enough. So mo ni akong ingon, nagkadagan ang population, nagkagamay ang resources kay say for example, sa kadagan na muyo sa syudad, dili na sila masigo. So they move to other places like sa province, di ba? Kita peaceful kita dire. Kay nang move man sila, like for example, mga lote nato punog kahoy, ni move man sila, need nato putlon ang mga kahoy kay tungod naa nay mamuyo ng mga tao. Like for example, lubi. Daghan kay nag cases diri sa tual like kalubinan, naay mo palit sa yuta, naay magbalay. So, what should they do para makabalay nga dili man pwede magbalay nga naay lubi? So, they need to cut it off. So, wala na resources. Kay ang lubi daghan bayag og pwede ma-resource sa lubi from silhig, tokog, bunot, 'di ba? Bagol, kopras, syempre oil, 'di ba? Butong pa gyud, dagha gamit lumber. So kung wala na sila, so wala na resources, 'di ba? So that is the purpose ngano na apil ang population size diri. Okay, let's move on to the age structure. So na example ko na ni ganina ang purpose sa age structure sa target market na to. So there are more babies born in developing countries. So, 'di ba, anak ko ganina ang Pilipinas unlimited. So mas daghan gyud ang engage sa pag-create og baby here in the Philippines bisan pag sa kapobrehon itandi na to sa ubang country. No? I don't know what is the reason, pero naay phenomenon ana nganong ang Filipino easy ra kay sa ila magjuntis, easy ra kaayo sila mag-create og family although wala sila buhi. Like most of us right now are experiencing. So the middle age group dominates the population, like us, the teen generation, no, of the most countries, and these challenges to corporate business to provide them not only their basic needs but also some of their wants. Okay, good topic. So sa atong pangidaron karon, dili wala lang talaga focus sa needs na to. Unlike sa baby pata, we cannot demand on what we really want. Our parents just provide those they things nga we need, like milk, food, shelter, clothes, etc. While now that we have the capability to think or to demand for something, then the market are trying to comfort us. Like for example, syempre, di ba? Uso na kayang cellphone, gadget. Di ba? So, the business environment will be creating more and more innovative ng mga type of gadgets in which ang mga bata gyud is mahumaling pud sila, di ba? So maunay ka ng concept sa business nga ma-under sa age structure. Like kung sa mga oldest food, for example, plantito, plantita, the market industry will innovate something nga ma-provide pud ang needs sa kadto nga age demographic. Ana, sa mga babies pud na pud tay mga diapers, milks, mga food niya para lang pud jud sa ila. Kay dili man na sila pwede pakanon o bisan unsa lang. Okay, so next, enough for the age structure. Next is the geographic distribution. So the development of urban centers and the migration of people from rural areas to urban centers are both opportunities for corporate strategies. The employment opportunities for most people in the urban areas are signals to increase production of more goods and services. The growth of communication linkage due to increase of speed and technology in the computer age would enable people to work at home. The world becomes a touch of a finger and a movement becomes lesser as linkages becomes faster. So the main reason or the main idea of the geographic distribution is the technology. Yes, why? Because of the globalization, technology evolves, and that it creates more jobs. However, due to the wise mindset of some creators, they created AI, in which now some scientists believes that in no time the world will be taken by technology, robots, and anything. But however, in the current times, these the existence of these technologies are really helpful labaw na sa mga pagpangita og trabaho, di ba? You can now work from home by, for example, virtual assistant baka, call center agent na nakabase lang sa home, or teacher. Pwede na po doon, di ba? Pareha ni online class. So teachers and students are required to do learning while at our respective rooms or balay. Okay, so hapit na ta mag 1 hour, no? So next is the ethnic mix. So as we all know, the Philippines is a archipelagic country, which also means that we have a lot of ethnicities here in the country. So the Philippines business community, some Muslim businessmen dominates the retail trade in some small shopping center. These ethnic groups begin to move from their mountains residents to more populated centers to make a living. Workforce diversity is a sociological issue. The migration of Filipinos to work abroad is also a corporate challenge for a more effective management system that will integrate the heterogeneous talents of mixed groups of workers. So, the ethnics, no, wala lang rin siya nag-focus on the ethnic groups nga naa diri sa tuang nasod who involved in businesses. No, dili kaayo siya rampant pero kabalo ba mo nga mostly sa ato ang mag-uuma is naa jud na sila ethnic blood. Like for example, sa Bontoc Mountain Province, mga Ifugao dito, di ba? They are indigenous people who provide something nga matrade nila, which is rice. So business Japan na siya. We can also sa ethnic pod, we can also incorporate here nga na kabutang man po dyan diri mga OFW. So their ethnicities or their nationalities are Filipinos. They go to another country and then they send money from their work back to the Philippines and then it goes to the remittance centers and dira pinaka makaginansya ang nasud Pilipinas kay ang exchange rate grabe ang epektuan na sa atong economy, which is good in some way pero murag lain siya sa ubang family kay syempre mapalayo na ka, di ba? Mapalayo kasi mong parents, mapalayo kasi mong pamilya, pero you need to work to enable for you to provide for your family man. So you have no choice but to do your work. So enough for the ethnic mix. So mo lang to sa demographic, no? The population size, the age structure, the geographic distribution which is driven by technology, and then the ethnic mix. So let's move on to the second segment, which is the economic segment. So the economic segment refers to the nature and directions of the country and their economic development. So dili na kayo nato pinapadugayon pa. Ang economic segment daw, nag-refer na daw na siya sa direction lang sa country about their economic development. For you guys, what do you think will be the direction of the economy of the Philippines despite the situations now? Like, a lot of people are protesting for the 20 pesos kilo of rice, which is proposed by our current president Bongbong Marcos during the campaign period. However, it is not possible as of the moment because of the rising inflation that we are experiencing right now. But the question is, why does the Philippines exports rice and imports from other countries? Because they believe we are insufficient of that product. Nganong gina-export pa man, nya mo import raman dahi gyapon, tapos pag ma-import ang rason kay kulang sa Pilipinas. Why? Kung pwede na lang dahi katong i-export dapat kay padulong na lang diri sa mga Pilipino, pero dili pod kay napoy mga certain things nga kailangan i-consider, no. So dili pod jud nato na siya ma-judge totally. Pero as a student, no, how do you see the unsay panglangtaw ninyo sa Pilipinas pag abot sa panahon? Like, mubomba ang atong economy or magstay ra gyapon ta sa inani or mubaba ta? Unta mo taas, no? So mo lang na kanang definitions economic segment. It refers lang to the direction of the economy of the country or a specific place. No. So the domino effect when the company of one country slows down, nations depend on other countries. So sa contemporary world, naatay ginatawag ng mga theory, no? One of which is the dependency theory. So dependency theory states that a country that some countries are dependent of other countries so that they can grow. Like for example, Philippines we are dependent, like not so dependent, but we rely on some other countries to build businesses here, like call centers, BPO industry. Daghan kaayo company nga gika US based pero naa diri sa Philippines nag-office kay ang labor dire gamay lang siya compared sa US. Sa ato ang point of view, okay siya kay makahatag siya og trabaho, income sa mga tao. However, wa ta balo nga mas okay di ay ito kung ay okay di ito siya sa part sa mga Americans kay mudak ko ilang revenue, gamay lang ilang sweldo compared sa US based nga mga trabahante gyud kay lahi man ato minimum wage diri compared didto. So that is one thing pod nga makonsider nato sa dependency theory, no, like kanang magsalig-salig lang god, like for example kani nga mga resources magsalig ta sa kani, di ba? Kita Filipinos are one of the top producers of gold, like kanang mga minerals from under the ground, no? So ang other countries po na nagadepende ra po na sila sa atua kung pila ma-produce na to in order for them to grow. Like for example sa atua nagadepende po ta sa mga Middle East countries, especially sa langis, because we cannot survive without gas, right? In transportation, cooking, and everything you like muna like nagadepende ra po ta sa ubang country. So that is the under Japan na siya sa economic segments, segmentation of the general environment. So next is the political and legal segments. So dili gyud nato malikayan, dili gyud nato malimod nga the economy is driven by politics. Like politics are seen and viewed as a top economic director. Like, di ba? Nagadepende ba ang investors kung kinsa ang naa sa taas, kung kinsa ang naa sa executive position. Like, for example, diri sa municipality na to, di ba? Daghan ang investors na nulod, daghan ang mga businesses nga natukod because they believe that the executives nga naa sa taas is very worth of their trust, of their investment. Although dili nato makuan kung capitalist ba nga to ang mga nasa posisyon or business minded ba sila, but they need to act, like they need to involve in the business, like ang mga agreements, mga business permits ilaha man na moagi. So isa po sa factor, no, ang kanang political, dili gid nato na mawala ang politics sa business kay naadjud na sila kalambigitan, no? So taas-taas ang definition diri sa kuan sa output, pero to sum it up, no, so naadjud kalambigitan ang politics, no? So the World Bank daw and the International Monetary Fund that grant loans to developing nations also play a great role in imposition of tariff laws. So tariff laws kani maning mga kung protectionist ba ang isa ka country or free trade ba sila ana. So ang Pilipinas lubog na kaayo sa utang, as you all know, like mas nitaas pa gyud siya, no, sa mga recent years. So dili kay nato kuano nga maong palautang ang Pilipino kay palautang pod ang Pilipinas. Pero how can we man, like kung saan man nato pag-grow kung dili po ta mangutang sa ila, di ba? So that is the political and legal segments of the general environment. Kung ato na siyang ibutang sa mas gamay lang nga butang, I mean kung i-summarize lang nato ba sa kanang business type lang god, like gagmay lang ang mga business. So, di ba? Dili jud nato malikayan diri nga kung malugi gani, padulong nagay malugi ang isa kuan, di ba? Mangutang sila og kanang mga pangdagdag capital. Like kung feeling nila ba kalugion ni sila, mangutang sila kay kuan para masalbar ilang business. Pero I think dili jud siya good, no, kay once man good pag mo negative na ang net loss na ka sa imong business, it's either to kung ma-revive pa go pag dili na gyud, tapos mas dako pa imong liabilities kaysa sa imong assets, tapos imong equity kay dili na siya ang owner's equity kay nalabuan na siya sa liabilities, dili na siya good. So kung dili profitable ang imong business, you may the better option for that is to stop na lang yun the business. So the fourth na So the cultural and social changes. So the cultural and social changes are concerned with the society's attitude and cultural values. Attitude and values differ among nations. So, napoy contribution day no ang social and cultural segments. So, laylay mo tag culture, laylay po tag kanang social status like ana. So, cultural segments lisod pod like for example, Muslim people, 'di ba? Lisod pod, oh, for example, Sultan Kudarat, dito ka nag-business. Although na pa yung mga business about pork, pero for example, mosque, dool ka sa mosque. Lisod po, 'di ba, magtukod kag business dira nga area nga you know naman nga very sacred ang mosque og kabalo na jud ta nga ang Muslim people dili na sila like naa jud na sa ilahang tradition nga dili jud sila ka kuan og pork, no? Labaw na sa dugo, sa like sa meat sa baboy or even sa baho lang. Dili na sila. So, nadya po kalambigitan ng cultural segment. So, sa society pod, ang male o ang female is murag gina contradictory good siya. Like, naay theory ba nga dapat ang mga babae, sa una pa magyud ni ba, dapat ang mga babae kaysa balay lang, then males are the ones who are entitled to work lang to provide for their family. Pero karon sa 21st century nabaliktad na kay mas tapulan na ang ubang lalaki pero dili tanan ha. Like as you can observe lang, like mas daghan na ang mga babae sa workplace, like for example offices, like daghan na kayo sa mga teacher pa lang daghan ng babae, di ba, kaysa sa mga lalaki. However sa una ang mga teachers sa una, mga lalaki lang man, mga pari, mga inana. Sa mga sundalo before, puro lalaki. But look at now, na natin mga reservists, mga sa Navy, look at Michelle Marquez D, which is the Miss Universe Philippines. Babae siya, pero naana siya sa Navy. Diba? Reservist na siya. So, ang society o ang cultural segments, maka-affect po jud siya sa business, no? Sa general environment. Kay, karon mas daghan na baya pod for me lang murag naanag yoy daghan na pod gyud ang mga babae nga na sa business world, like rampant na jud kay sila, which is a good sign. Mga attorneys nato daghan na kayo, so maka-affect pod na siya, no? So nadiri employment that is usually dominated by male workers is now being done by female workers. So mo na ako yun sa inyo, nabaliktad na ang panahon, mas naa na yung mga babae, naa pa yung mga lalaki, so murag equal na. So this work diversity increase the increase of female workers in the industry is an important indicator gyud para maka-create ang equilibrium, like balance ba. Okay, sa workplace man dapat dili lang, except kung for example atong ibutang girls school, syempre puro gyud na girls kay girls man. Pero sa workplace man dili man na pwede nga puro lang lalaki, puro lang babae. Say for example sa palengke, kanang magkargador, una may mga babae nga magkargador ron. So dili na nato sila pwede nga malimit lang sa kung unsa ang dapat nga i-dictate sa society sa ila. Abi kay babae sila, dili sila pwede ani, dili sila pwede ana. How come ang mga bayot or gays in general, physically they are male, but they can do hairs, makeup, parlors, and sometimes mas hawad pa sila sa girls sa crafts nila, 'di ba? So ana lang. So mo na example sa the social and cultural segments. So fifth is the advancement of the technology segment. So dili na kay nato ni kuanon kay kabalo na gyud taon sa pasabot sa technology segments, no, sa advancement pa gyud. So our social and businesses activities has been pervasive and diversified in scope due to the advancement of the technology. The advancement of new technology has great effects in development of new products. Very well said. Process and materials required to produce new kinds of goods. So naatay duha ka type of business nga kuano sa example lang. So naay duha ka type of business ta. The merchandising and the manufacturing. So merchandising, Diretso na nimo ibaligya ang product nimo. Like for example, nangumpra ka og baso. Baso na siya, plastic. Gibaligyan nimo baso na siya. Merchandising. Butas, palit kag butas, pagbalikin nimo butas, butas na siya. Well, sa manufacturing, you need to process everything. While processing it, you need equipments. And before, wala yung mga equipments, but due to the advancement of technology, nakakreate na ang humans og different types of mechanisms or machines nga mapadali na lang ang pag-process. Like for example, food processing. Chorizo. Kung merchandising ka, paliton ra nimo ang karni, baligya nimo merchandising. Pero kung i-manufactured nimo ang karni, himuon nimo chorizo, you need to use machines. So naatay mga makina nga mag-process para mahimong chorizo ang imong final product. So mao na yung isa ka example sa advancement sa technology. Second is ang computers, like for example, mag-book kag ticket. Sa business, kung naa ka sa tourism, kami tourism, kung sa business magod, before, kung mag-book ka, manual, traditional. Like, or walk-in diretso, dili ka pwede makapabook pa sa una diay kay unsa man nimo. Diso pumunta ka sa hotel no, tapos mo na ka magpabook ko, balay ra ka dira sunod semana ana dili sad. So, what they do is kung naa sila sa motel, hotel or sa panaka type of lodging dira nga makastay sila, direct walk-in. Pero kung mag-travel ka for example ka diri ato kag Baguio, in order for you to have some place to stay, you need to book. And due to the advancement of technology, dali na lang kayo in just one click, pack. Makabook na ka og room, makabook na ka og flights, maka-order na ka og food. And that is one of the example pod sa advancement on technology segment. So, kung sa business naman to tanan, so mao na to, business na to, business man atong topic. So, diretso na ta sa the world of the business segments kani, kay business na jud siya. So the world of the business segments, business markets creates both of opportunities and challenges. So ganina ra ko balik-balik nga ang business na jud nay challenges, na po opportunities. Unsa ang mga opportunities? Makahatag og employment sa mga tao, maka-gain og revenue, makahatag og kanang development sa economy. Unsa ang mga threats? Mga pandemic, mga sakit, mga bagyo, mga kalugian. Siyempre, di ba na ito kaya malugi mo dito. Mo na number one threat sa ito. So, dapat yun ang atong business, profitable yun siya. Pangitaan dyan na itong paamaagi nga. Makuhan dyan na ito siya, ma-achieve na ito atong goal within by week ba na, by day, by month. Dapat makakota ta. So that, mag-grow atong business, mag-expand siya. Ano lang. So, the present scenario in trade and commerce is the creation of borderless flow of products and services. So, kaning trade and commerce before, lahi ra kaayo siya sa pagkakaron. Like before, atong trade, barter system, gold na to, kambyoan ratag spices baron, ahos, sibuyas, ana ra, gold na to gold, mga bukid, kambyo ag syuktong, ana ang ato before sa business nato before sa atong mga ancestors. But now naanay mga fair trade, naanay mga liberalization, naanay mga like tariff rates, mga buwis, which is okay po just economy kay syempre maka-gain man pud ang atong economy ana, which is muhapak ra gyapon na sa mga tao sa to mubalik ra gyapon ang impact ana. So, the nation's development of industries and creation of investments for the production of goods are challenges not only for the business but also for the government. Sulod na po ang government, politics. Why? The investment climate must be conducive to investors through transparent transaction, and this needs government's incentives while protecting the interests of its nationals. So, sa business, need jud kaayo no nga maging transparent ka. Kay kung dili ka transparent, murag dili okay ang imong business. Dapat transparent jud ka from your expenses, from your purchases, tanan. Transparent jud ka dapat kay kung dili ka transparent o dili ka mindful sa mga ina nga butang, dili gyud mag-grow imong business timan. So mao lang na sa world of business segments. So industrialization and globalization are two important components of development as the creation of more job opportunities and increased income. Mao na ni income Japan of the labor force created new tax base for the important government social services in health and education. So murag nabanggit na nako una no bago pa nako nabasa. So nakabutang dire ang industrialization o globalization. So globalization is the evolution of people, humans, and the evolution of things, no, pagkamugna sa mga butang, refrigerator, mga anana. So globalization technology. So proceed nito sa the analysis of the industrial environment. So the industry is a group of firms or that produce products and that are similar or close substitute. So ang analysis of the industrial environment, it is the intensity of market competition and the industry profit potential. So mao lang na sa industry, taas siya din sa libro, pero to sum it up, ang analysis sa industrial environment is the market competition and the business profitability. Mao na ang important sa analysis of the industrial environment. So let's move on to the 5 forces that affects the firm's competitiveness or the business competitiveness. Pinakauna, the threat of new entrants. So the threat of new entrants, it means nga naa existing na imong business tapos naay ni sulod nga bag-ong business nga medyo similar sa imuha, in which mosulod na dira ang mga factors nga need nimo i-consider. So mao to no threats no. So ang threat of the new entrants could be avoided with following strategies para malikayan nimo although mo abot ang kuan bagong business para masagupa nimo or ma-maintain nimo ang imong status kay ikaw may nauna. These are the things that you need to do. Economies of scale. It refers to the improvement in efficiency. Mao na sa economies of scale dapat paningkamutan nimo nga mahalin ang imong baligya, mangita kag way, innovate ana. Product differentiation. Kung pareha mo product, mangita Japon kag paraan nga para mulahi imong product, though same siya purpose, pero murag mo angat siya sa pikas kay para mas mo inganyo ang tao nga moadto sa imo. Capital requirements needed for firm to enter new markets, investments. So, na naka-business daan, dapat imong capital intact gyapon kay para kung nay mga bag-ong investments nga moabot, grab dayon ka kay para mo grow Japon imong business. Access to distribution channels, dapat mindful ka sa technology, dapat dagan ka ng you work on communicating distributors sa imong business kung retail man ka or merchandise, di ba? And the government regulation, always abide the law. Pay your taxes on time. Be transparent on your business kay maura gyud nay susi para mag-grow ang isa ka business. So second factor, the power of the supply. When the power of the supply, it is the production of goods and the determinants of the quality products. So unsaon nimo, like unsay purpose aning the power of supply sa 5 factors nga ato ang gikuan nga ma-competitive ang imuhang business. So ma-powerful imong supplier no kung matubag nimo nga mga pangutana. Kung nakuan nimo, kung na-undergo nimo, kung na-dominate na ba daw nimo ang large companies, like na kay connection sa large companies, when they are more concentrated than the industry itself, when there's no substitute available, labaw nag-inani kay kumbaga unique imong product ba, walay laing kaparihan nimo, mao nang competitive imong business, no? When the industry is not significant customer for the supplier, when the supplier's goods are critical to the firm's success, when it possesses to threat to integrate forward into the buyer's industry. Competitive obong business kung mahadlok imong competitor, mao na. Take note of that. Third is the buyer's bargaining power. What do you mean by bargaining power? Powerful o competitive imong business kung you purchase large volume of firm's output, like grabe imong buying capacity ba, when there's available substitute of similar quality, when the sales are significant portion of the firm's sales volume, like taas gyud ang sales, competitive kaayo imong business kung taas ang volume sa imong sales. And then when the buyer or dealer can be threat for backward integration. So mao na, buyers bargaining power. Fourth is the threat of substitute product. In order to be competitive, dapat malagpasan nimo ang mga threat. Pinakauna ang substitute product. When the substitute product is priced lower, kung ang imong kakompetensya mas baba og presyo kasi sa imong presyo niya, same product, kabahan ka na. You need to find solutions for that. Next is when the quality is better than the existing product. Pero ang imong quality gani mas bet kaysa sa nauna, competitive na imong business. When the product is immediately available in the market, kung accessible kaayo imong product anywhere in the market, then it is competitive. When the service is available, kung available imong service anywhere, competitive imong business. Fifth, the power of competition. Kung naay presence of balanced competitors goods, the slow industrial growth in some sector goods. So, higher fixed cost of some firms, high storage cost of some products, and low product differentiation and switching out. So, mo na the power of competition, no? So, be mindful of that kung mag-involve tag business. So, last na, the industry analysis and strategic action. So, implication for strategic analysis kay strategic management man atong course. The firms or the business supply and service the same kind of customers. Like, kung loyal na ang customers sa imo, goods na siya kay makabalo na kasi ilang mga needs the strength of the 5 industry forces katong giingon ako ganina, katong mga 5 factors. Okay to siya, implication to siya nga na-analyze ni Mugtarong ang strategy and the similarities of strategies developing greater rivalry among firms. So the analysis of the industry competition, since it is a business, so the firm must be able to seek the following information in order to analyze the industry competition. First, the competitor's future objectives. Mao ni ako yung giingon ganina. Ang imong business should not focus on the present. Focus po sa future operations, not only in your business but also in your competitors. Dapat imong i-predict on sa ilang mga pwede nga buhaton in the future. And then the competitors' current strategic actions. Kung unsay mga kanang actions nga ginabuhat nila whenever they encounter some issues, dapat imuha tong labuan ana ang tirada. Third is the competitors' assumptions about your industry. Siyempre, mag-assume ka sa ila kung sa ilang mga future objectives. Dapat be mindful pug ka nga sila gahuna-huna pud na sa ila sa imo. O kung sa imo mga future steps to take in order for you to be successful sa kanang field. Fourth, the competitors' strength and capabilities for their weaknesses. You should look out for their strength and weaknesses. Asa sila kusog, asa sila muhina. Dapat you should be mindful of that. Kaya kung asa sila kusog, mupakusog pug ka. Kung asa sila hina, dapat mupakusog japon ka kay competition man eh. Then fifth, the government policy for the global market. As what I have just said earlier, pay your taxes, abide the law, and regulations good, follow good sa regulations because business related na siya sa government, no? Pinakauna, BIR, Bureau of Internal Revenue. No, labaw na sa itong mga taxpayer dira. We should be mindful of that. So, I only have 40 seconds na lang to finish this, So, I think that's it. Unta namoy na-learn sa mga discussion today about the business environment for competitive strategy. So, ang atong main topic diri is how can you survive in a business world with your competitors and how can you innovate your products, or what are those factors you need to consider and what are those possible things that you may do in order to be successful in your business. So I think that's all. This has been Raymart Perlas and thank you all for listening, and sorry sa mga mali-mali kay Rojod ni siya nga pagka-report. Walay kat ani kay gusto na ko mas tinuod. Thank you. Bye-bye.